Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. We are picking up today in the Guardian Apes Arena, which is where we left off prior to the intermission, where we just cut a lot of odds and ends together. Come down here, dive down, and pick up some precious bait, and we'll actually get to see what the bait is used for in the near future. Not today, but soon. Also, gotta admire how gorgeous this arena is. Now, this is what the ape was guarding. There's a beautiful lotus. The lotus of the palace, a white lotus flower found blooming in the depths of the sunken valley where the fountainhead waters pool deeply. The flower aroma attracts female apes, thus the guardian ape carefully tended to it so as to find his bride. One of the incense ingredients sought by the divine heir for immortal severance. The guardian ape, infested by the undying centipedes, did not grow old while its first mate did. We found that mate in the arena where we fought the two of them together. Or the two apes together, I should say. We found the skeleton of that mate. So, he did not grow old, she did, and eventually died. And then he guarded over this lotus, hoping that its aroma would attract another mate. But now we have another mystery to resolve, which is why none of the sculptor's idols were available in the Ashina Castle.
My watch ended a while ago, but no one's coming to take my place.
All of them were grayed out, except for this one near the abandoned dungeon. Also, this enemy is brand new, that eavesdropping opportunity is brand new, and even the bell guy and the dogs are in different positions. Time has passed, and the state of the world has changed again. Even the dogs were asleep. Nope. Ooh, does not want to break lock on. Ooh, we even get some different music, some really eerie strings. Oop. Ooh, I feel off today. I don't know why. It's a bad day to not be in good form. Oof, oof. This enemy is brand new as well. Not just... I said the one before was new, but that was an enemy that just wasn't there before. We had encountered them. These dual-wielding, red-clad samurai? Not so much.
The shinobi. They're in the moat.
Everything has changed around here. I don't think we can open this up, but let's check. Nope. So instead, we're going to head down. And this is good because we needed to explore this moat anyway, since we picked up the Mibu breathing technique. Long ago. It's a good thing we did, because we find a couple of treasure scales down here. Gonna need to re-up our stock of those, since we'll be coming across another treasure cart merchant soon, and one just dove beneath the surface. That is one of the boys that drops the scales. Not all of them do. They're pretty easy to recognize, though. I saw the grapple point. Can't quite get it. Ah, there it is. Now we're back up where we need to be. Remember, we're trying to get all of the incense ingredients to Kuro. So we have to get back to the room at the top of the castle. It seems like that's not going to be particularly easy to do. Some kind of invasion has been launched. And we'll uncover the means of that invasion and who exactly is responsible shortly, but that should give you a pretty good indication. The purple nightjar ninja are all over now, instead of the woo kite boys, Ric Flair and friends, and the boys with the Fuma shurikens. So we know that the purple ninjas are the interior ministry, the rats that the Tengu of Ashina, Isshin, cut down in mass. Seems like they finally made their move. We had a little bit of foreshadowing about this coming up in previous conversations with the Tengu, if I'm not mistaken. Still have a few of the regular Ashina enemies. The Ashina samurai there. But also, you can hear another chained ogre. Hard to tell exactly where he's coming from, but he's around. And now this is where things can get kind of interesting. Oh, yeah, he climbed through the window. And the interior ministry and the Ashina samurai are at odds like you would expect, so they'll keep fighting each other. The Ashina samurai obviously being loyal to Isshin, and the Nightjar, we'll find more out about their allegiances and why now is the time for them to strike. But we also don't particularly need to fight them because he'll be, or him anyway, he'll be preoccupied. Did make a mistake going up and just poking the bear though. Now we have to find a chance to break away. They're really fickle with their attention. As soon as they stop fighting each other, even for a second, it's back to all eyes being on you. This room, thankfully, stays unlocked. So we'll run past them like we did before. And actually, let's see what's changed down here. Interior Ministry, and... Ooh, look at that! Oh, shit! We recognize the enemy that he's fighting. Oh, God, I love what they do with the music here. It's got a real horror vibe to it. Or at the very least, it's meant to displace and unsettle you. And I'm thinking that there are some leitmotifs in there that are meant to ground you, to put you in the headspace of this being a familiar place, but something slightly wrong. It's kind of discordant. Also, same room we fought a mini-boss in before, we fight a much tougher one in now. The Lone Shadow File. He is like a really tough version of the Lone Shadow Longswordsman and the Vile Hand we fought at the bottom of the Ashina Depths as we were going into Mibu Village. He is just a tougher version of that. But by now, we fought so many of them that it's not that bad. Can still fuck you up really badly if you drop your guard. Or if you make too many little mistakes. It's always a good counter opportunity, though. And we haven't even gotten into the real action. Holy shit, there's quite a bit of stuff coming up today. Including a really pivotal moment in the game. I think maybe the meanest thing about this fight is how easy it is to tunnel vision when you're going into the room on the Vile Hand, and end up getting ambushed by the Nightjar Ninja on top of this, and you end up having to fight 2-on-1. Also, it's kind of funny how similar that overhead strike is to the Ichimonji. You could see the root of the technique in there. Whew. I didn't counter that just because I wanted the distance. Well, he's gonna get that. And there goes a lot of the posture. So we sorta just made this a little harder than it needs to be. Ooh. This does not bode well. If I'm having this much trouble with the Vile Hand. It's like what Griffin said leading up to the Virgil fight in DMC 5. If you had trouble with me even a little bit, just imagine what Virgil can do to you. There we go. And now we can get the good shit. But first we're gonna go, and we are going to head back to the Sculptor's Idol to rest at it. And also, I'll be right back, because I have to take care of something. Okay. It'll make sense why I cut the video there. At the start of the next episode, I'm thinking.
It's you. The Divine Heir. Lady Emma. Your big target.
Son of a bitch. Okay, you're not gonna leave me alone and let me hear the rest of his dialogue, so we have to deal with you. Ooh. Ow. This is just a regular Vile Hand. Aw. Makes the Mikiri counter a little bit harder when the roof is angled like this and you can't quite get that dead on because you end up sidestepping sometimes. Luckily none of the other ones aggroed, so we can finish this.
The Divine Heir. Lady Emma. They're being targeted. Can I ask you to protect them?
I will.
To think I'd have to ask for your help is truly maddening.
Rest in piss.
I remember you well. I heard stories of your death, yet here you are. What are you plotting, Owl?
Plotting? I would do no such thing. Now, my lord, I must ask that you accompany me. This old bird has but one desire. To protect the Divine Heir from those that might take his esteemed blood.
So, the dragon's heritage has seduced you too. Then there is nothing to discuss. Take your leave.
I would, my lord, but I'm so stunned by this view. I'd like to take it in just a while longer. I'll leave when I've had my fill.
So now we know that Owl survived the fire at the Hirata estate. And we're going to resolve that and him wanting Kuro's blood in a second. But first, we have this to do. An old text describing a black mortal blade. In addition to the red mortal blade, there exists one that is black in color. The blade's name is Open Gate and is said to hold the power to open a gate to the underworld. It's the Yamato. It's through this power that it creates life. I beseech you, make offerings for the dragon's blood.
Lord Isshin, I'm concerned that the Tengu will make another appearance.
Emma,
Yes,
I imagine Genichiro will show up eventually to put it to use. The other mortal blade.
to protect Ashina, he'll abandon everything about who he is, won't he?
Yes. I expect no less from my own grandchild. However, I cannot let him use Kuro's blood. He can only swing the blade but a few more times. And when that happens, the Tengu will be no more.
But there is the other one.
You mean Sekiro? He is a sullen sort, but I can't say I detest the lad. In truth, he fascinates me.
It never fails. Lord Isshin disappears the moment I take my eyes off of him. He's quite a handful. Goodbye, Matt.
Is that a look of concern on your face? Emma's always telling this old bastard to stay here. So that's why I'm here. Don't fit. That is the way of war. Don't forget, Sekiro. Hesitate, and you lose. That is the way of war.
It never fails. Goodbye.
Now we can go back up to Owl. Did you notice a boss fight didn't start immediately? We aren't just fighting Owl to protect Kuro.
Father, to think you were still alive.
That was my design, but the same could be said for you. I was certain you died that night.
The power of the divine air brought me back.
That's it.
What?
The divine air's power, the dragon's blood, must be mine.
Father.
Now you see it. Remember the first rule of the code. As your father, I order you to forsake your master. From this moment, he is your master no more.
Forsake the divine air.
Listen to me, Wolf. Obey your father's command, and forsake the divine air.
We can obey the Iron Code and forsake Kuro to follow the orders of our father, or stay loyal.
As you command.
In accordance with your father's word, you will forsake the divine air. You understand now, don't you?
They even give you the option to change your mind. They ask, are you really sure? Do you want to do this?
The code is absolute. I hereby forsake my master, the divine air.
I expected No less from you, my boy. With this, our supreme reign will... It seems we have a troubling guest. But to oppose the daughter of the late Lord Dogen would be quite the insult. Disgrace! My. Not bad at all. Wolf, I leave this to you. Have at it. Tear her apart.
Sir.
I have witnessed Shura once before. The very same stirs inside of you. As such, you must be destroyed.
Hell yes! Do not get caught by that. That is a command grab. So this kicks all the ass. That's the Ashina cross. Woo! Somebody in the comments was asking if we are gonna get anything more about Emma and her swordsmanship. Yup. So she has two different perilous thrust attacks. She has a sweep and the grab, which lunges her pretty far forward. It's a little bit scary to backstep that. But you notice only one health pip. It doesn't really tell you much since the Guardian Ape only had one health bar, or one pip to start. Ooh, fuck. Misread that as a grab, and then... This is a really bad start. The fact that I had to use a resurrection already after taking so much damage. Normally I have a much easier time with her. It's unfortunate that it came to that. But we got our shinobi execution, so that is Emma dead. But we're not done.
Sekiro. You were a most unkind and inauspicious man. But for some reason, I could not bring myself to hate you. It seems I must cut you down before you fall to Shura. Shura, I never did think I'd have to kill your kind again!
What a badass. That's also the grab that Emma did. And the Ashina cross. There are plenty of similarities, and it shows just how much Ashina was her mentor. The Jumanji, which, by the way, if you try to guard that normally, you can perfect parry that It's a bit tight. And if you just regular block that, not only do you take a boatload of posture damage, you take real-ass big boy damage through the block. Not the case with the umbrella, which you can also get perfect deflect timing with. And you get a much longer window to do it with the umbrella. And now, here we go! Holy shit, that's cool. From is so good at doing dope things with their environments, adding these environmental aspects to their boss fights. And one mind. It's the other reason why the umbrella is really, really useful here. Whew. He has about 4 or 5 different attacks he does with the patches of flame. They're not normally dangerous to walk over until he activates them. Until he swings his sword so hard. Fuck. That it fans the flames. God. The shockwaves are the ones that I have the hardest time with. There's the vertical slice. Ooh, and then there's that one too. And you've noticed every time he's in neutral, fuck, he will dodge whatever hit you bring at him. Oh, I didn't even think I was gonna get touched by that.
I'm not done, Sekiro.
Holy shit, that's a cool attack. Doesn't even matter how many times I see that. God, all the sword drawing too. This is going really well. I think this might be the attempt. Oh, I'm gonna jinx myself so hard. What a cool old man. Is Isshin not the coolest? And we got so much foreshadowing for this as well. Okay, that took more attempts than I had hoped it would.
It was not to be.
But I've been playing pretty poorly today, so it's to be expected. Isshin Ashina was a true master of the sword, no less so in his veil of years.
That took a while. But it was well worth the wait. Despite his age, few could hope to defeat a man such as Isshin. I would expect no less from my own. Now nothing stands in our way. Ashina, the interior ministers, the whole country is ours for the taking. Hey, why would you? Shura!
No! You're... You can't be Shura!
Soldiers and townfolk alike died by the thousands. Very few survived. Ashina became the setting for the most tragic massacre of the Sengoku era. And for a long time after, it was said a demon lurked the land.